Hi, this is Emma Pass, and in this video, we're going to talk about probably my favorite / most powerful tool in Google Classroom, which is the Reuse Post button. So here we are again in the Classwork tab. We've got our Create button up here, and near the bottom, we have Reuse Post with what kind of looks like the recycle symbol. Reuse Post allows you to take any post that you've made in any of your classrooms, whether they're active, scheduled, or saved as drafts, and reuse the entire content in any other classroom. So let me give you some examples. Let's say I just posted an assignment to my period 3 class and I want to do the same thing in period 4. All I have to do is scroll down, find that assignment, click reuse, and what you'll see is all of the settings copy over, including the title, the instructions, the document, how you want the students to access the document. The only two things that don't seem to come over are, what students you want to post it for, because that will be different for every class. The grade category doesn't seem to come over, so you have to choose that if your gradebook is set up in that way. And then the due date. So do take a look at the column over on the right-hand side because you do have to refigure a few settings, but everything else will come over, including the topics. So be mindful of that too, because they will copy over. And if your topic is different from this, it will create a new topic for you. So like if in period 3, this is a red book, Google Classroom will create a whole new copy with the green book. So if that's the case, you might want to just choose your correct topic or make sure your topics are exactly the same in each class. If it's the same document that you're making a copy for, again, you can just keep this as it is. You might have a slightly different document for each class period that you want to swap out. But again, being able to copy over all of the instructions and the title and all of that saves me a ton of time. So we'll go ahead and save this one as a draft and look at a couple more examples of how you might use this. When I go back into that Reuse Post button, let's talk about where I grabbed the post from. So Google Classroom will default to whatever class you last selected from. So in this case, I'm selecting from my own class, my demo class. If you see here over on the left, that's the classroom I'm currently in. I repost assignments from my own classroom a lot. Couple scenarios. If it's a weekly assignment, so they do iReady every single week. I go down and I find that iReady assignment every Monday. I repost it, change the date, change the due date. All the instructions and the links are there for me weekly. Another example of why I might post from my own class again and again is for group work. So if I want groups to be able to access a single document together, I could reuse that group assignment. Again, we have all the instructions there, and then I just swap out the document. There's a whole video on how to do this in the playlist. However, oftentimes I'm pulling from other classes. So if you don't pulling from your same class that you're in now, you can use that back arrow and you will see every single classroom that you are a teacher in, including your archived classes. So you can really pull assignments from anywhere. If you have an assignment that you remember from a few years ago, you can go back to that classroom, pull that assignment and look at it, edit it, make some adjustments to it, and reuse it. Again, if you teach different periods, this is a really easy way to not have to retype or copy and paste into multiple assignments. Just go back to the first class you posted it in, find that homework, reuse it, make sure it's got a due date, and repost it. So again, this saves a ton of time. Remember, if you're posting multiple things multiple times, to use the Reuse Post button in Google Classroom. For more EdTech tips, tutorials, and lessons, you can visit my website, empoweredu.co, or find my teacher's paid teacher store, Empowered EDU. See you next time.